What's up, everybody? The Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the Battle for Middle-earth 2, patch 1.08. Today we have a 2v2 on Udun. So, let's get into it, shall we? We have our first player here, GoG1 as Mordor. In the bottom left, his ally for this match is everybody as Isengard. And the opposing team we have... Barcode. The Men of the West. I don't know who it actually is, to be honest. And then we have D4HITM4N. Of course, the 4s stand for A's, because why not? And he's the Elves in the top right. So we got Elves and Men versus Mordor and Isen. So we got a good versus evil, actually. Interesting. Alright. Well, looks like GOG is going for a orc pit there. Pretty standard start for Mordor. Get your orcs flowing. In any patch, really, I guess. Well, except for patch 1.06. Maybe not. You start with Corsairs always, usually. Anyway, we got a work pit for everybody there. Looks like Hitman is going for... He's going for Mithlond Sentries. I guess he must have scouted his opponent. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't start with Mithlond Sentries. He has indeed. He's used the Farsight, which also gives a temporary speed bonus to units in target area, which is kind of cool. Something I like. It has a little secondary effect instead of just being a spy power in this patch, which is neat. Looks like a Tainted Land was used over here, but it was overwritten by the Men of the West. I'm just gonna call them the Men of the West. Sorry, whoever you are, but your name is not a name, therefore I don't know. Since he's the only Man of the West, we'll call him the Men of the West. But he has overwritten the Tainted Land with his own Elven Wood, so he can not have guys buffed around his barracks, around his base. And the Mithlond Sentries await some Warg Riders. And the first battalion of Warg Riders from everybody will be out soon. So we do have Tower Guards out in the field here from the Men of the West. He's also got some Gondor soldiers here. His builders here waiting probably to build a farm. Probably waiting for these orcs to pass or something, as he doesn't want to get attacked. Of course, GOG1 is sending orcs in different directions, which is good. That is what you need to do. When you're a spam faction, you really want to utilize the fact that you can put out more enemies, or more troops than your opponents, and send them multiple directions. Definitely helps throw your opponent off, make him have him defend. Spread his forces thin. It makes things very difficult for the defender. While his troops are stronger, of course, the Men of the West, they can't be everywhere at once. That's the only issue. And with orcs that cost, what, 50 in this patch, I believe? Yeah, 50 with 30 command points. They're pretty easy to spam, needless to say. Looks like the Men of the West and the Elven player brought pikes down here, and that kind of neutralizes what everybody's built here. The Isengard player, of course. So that's a bit of a problem for him. He's going to lose his Warg Pit, of course. He looks like he's throwing down an Uruk Pit, which is, I would definitely say, the right call there. Seeing that his enemies are going pikes, obviously not going to be very useful, the old Warg Riders. But he does have one battalion out, and he can use them to harass. There are plenty of farms here to destroy, which should be very useful. The Men of the West still putting up a defense. GOG1, the Mordor player, still sending waves and waves of orcs to their death, which is good. Always good. Gotta love a good Mordor, eh? I certainly do. Mordor's fun. Just lots of spam. They got lots of cool late game units. I mean, they have less in the base game, but still. It's still pretty cool. They still got Mumakil, so that's all that matters. Maybe we'll see some Mumakil, maybe we won't. I don't think I've seen a Mumakil in a patch 1.08 game yet, so that would be something I probably have. Who knows? I can't remember. Looks like both those barracks have been upgraded to level 2. So of course, they'll have more defense, more health. You get more build speed. And he can also research banners if he wants to. Doubt the Men of the West will choose to. Oh, we have a Nazgul out in the field. GOG going for Nazgul, which is always a good unit to go for. If you're Mordor, basically, you always want a Nazgul. They're just super useful. Although they do die fairly easily, so you gotta be very careful. It looks like we do have an Arwen out in the field. Hitman going for Arwen, which is a good counter to cavalry. She's able to keep up with them, she's able to kill them. And then she has the flood power at level 4, which is always handy as well, so... And she's good at harassing. She can go around and destroy furnaces and whatnot. Resource production buildings. Should be good. The Men of the West still on the defensive here. This player could be a Trimo. Trimo is somebody I know who goes by the barcode, but I don't know if a Trimo plays patch 1.08, so I'm gonna not just assume, because I don't know. It's possible, but it's possible it's someone else entirely. Anywho, he's got 2 battalions of Gondor soldiers there. Looks like he's cancelled that farm. Obviously, he was going to lose it anyway. Fortress hasn't taken any damage as of yet. His barracks has. Men of the West doing a good call, I'd say, upgrading his barracks to level 3. That'll make them increasingly tankier. Of course, they do get the arrow towers, which are very effective against the orcs. See, they die fairly quickly to those arrow towers. And those orcs are barely doing any damage. We have lots more coming. Lots and lots of them. Ah, nice. We have a Moo Kill Ped being thrown down by GoG1. Very cool. Let's go over here for a moment. Looks like he has a Haradrim Palace as well over on the left side. Getting Haradrim archers. So GoG1 will have better archers, which is good. The alerts of everybody is up to level 4. He's using his Carnage. Once he gets level 5, he gets his leadership, which is 50% damage in this patch. Straight up just damage boost to his army. So that'll be handy. Looks like everybody has some Urkai. They're called the Urkai, I guess. And pikes. Oh, Arwen getting caught by the pikemen, unfortunately. And Hitman does lose his Arwen. It's a little bit costly, but it's probably not too bad. Arwen's a bit cheaper than most heroes, obviously, so I'm sure he'll manage. Looks like we have Men of the West soldiers over here as well, fighting the Isengard troops. Although Lurtz is cleaning them up fairly easy. Now he does have his leadership bonus. That'll be a bit problematic. Looks like one of the barracks has been taken out from the Men of the West. Hitman sending some elves to help out. He's got some archers and pikes there. And they should clean up these orcs easily. We do have Gondor archers out in the field from Men of the West as well. And is continuing to fend off orcs, as you would expect. But of course, GoG1 is building, well, probably planning on building Moonkill very shortly. And he'll have his upgraded archers as well, which will be quite handy. All he needs is these meat shield orcs in the way, and he can start sending out the good units, bringing out the good stuff. And I think that should work out pretty well. And here we have the random trees sprouting out all around. Does the Men of the West have the same thing? Yeah. It's increasingly more weird on Udun, which is like a barren-ass map. I mean, they added trees in patch 1.08 or on the sides for evil teams, but so they can use their lumber mills. Other than that, Udun was normally a barren map, but not in patch 1.08. Not at all. Arwen's back out in the field here. I would not say she's a match for Lurtz. Lurtz could actually cripple strike her and kill her with his Carnage, but he doesn't want to do it with the Elven army right there, of course. He probably could take her out and then get away, but he might not. It's not worth the risk, probably. I would certainly say. GoG1 has thrown down another Haradrim Palace. He hasn't upgraded this one, so possibly this one's for Easterlings, or he can upgrade it later. He's got 3 battalions of Haradrim archers, though. We have 1 battalion of tower guards here, just porcupined. Trying to last the night, but unfortunately they did not make it. They will not go home to their sons and daughters. Unfortunate for them. And everybody, the Isengard player, has some crossbows, some pikes. Lurtz, of course, who's a bit wounded. He needs to be a bit careful there. He's pushing in on the elves. He does have his Warg Pit back up. He has 1 Uruk Pit as well, which is handy. Let's take a look at powers and stuff while we're at it. Oh geez, we have a Mordor army coming in for an attack on the elves here. But anyway, the Isengard player in the bottom right has Creebine, Vision of the Palantir, 6 power points. He's at 160 command points of 550. GoG1, the Mordor player, has 684 out of 600, so he's got a pretty big army. He's got, of course, 10 land, and he's at just about 10 power points. Curious what he's going to get at 10. We'll come back to him, though. The Hitman has Tom Bombadil, as you see there. He's summoned that down to save his base. Nice Sonic song. He's also got Farsight, 2 power points. There's the Nazgul, brought out. It looks like Arwen has been revived again. She must have died. Anyways, at 4 power points, 312 of 600 command points. And the Men of the West player has got a fairly sizable force at this point now, I'd say. Has Elvenwood, Rally Call, 9 power points, and 382 of 500 command points. So economy-wise, I'd say Mordor is definitely winning. It's got the most farms. And the Men of the West has the lowest. That seems like a reasonable assumption.
We bring spears from Midland.
Yep. Alright, cool. Oh yeah, what did GOG actually choose as his power here? He's gone for industry. Nice. Industry, of course, is always useful. Huge boost to your economy. Let's go up here. We have a Haldir out for the Elves there. Rally Call being thrown down, hitting both the armies. Very nice. Ooh, everybody, the Isengard players, has Saruman on the field. Who is up to level 2. He has a Wizard Blast. He's still got his alerts here. Needs to be a bit careful. Alerts is in a bit of a danger. Saruman could do massive damage here, though. Nice fireball on the archers. Sounds like the Nazgul has fallen. There's that gigantic, or not gigantic, really loud screech. I guess it's kind of a gigantic screech. But anyway, he'll have to revive his Nazgul, of course, once again. Let's go over here. He has a second Nazgul on the field. So that must have been a new Nazgul. Tom Bombadil being summoned down by the Men of the West to help defend. These tower guards and porcupine formation trying to fend off these orcs to the best of their ability. Of course, if they just hold the line, the archers will pick off everything else, as will the other things. I hear a Mumakil. And there's the Horn of Harad. I like that a lot. I like that fact that it plays that horn when they come out. That is absolutely awesome. So that'll be an interesting thing to have here. Got some Rivendell Lancers from the Elves. Looks like his army just got absolutely devastated. They actually literally did get devastated as well. Isengard uses Devastate. It also stuns as well as turning trees into resources. But they were actually devastated in a different way. By getting slaughtered. GOG went through his Nazgul right into a pikeman battalion, which is not the best. Sometimes I think a lot of these players in 1.08 need to just take their Nazgul off of the horse. Especially when he's fighting teams that are just spamming pikes. You should really just take the Nazgul off his horse and fight that way, I think. That way you get the benefit from the Dread Visage as well as just him fighting and not dying immediately to pikemen. But the Mumakil is moving his way forward. He is in an aggressive stance, which probably isn't the best. The Mumakil is going to take more damage. You can actually pretty much walk the same speed and hold ground stance, but take less damage, of course. Of course, when you're hitting, though, it might be a different story. He's doing pretty good damage to the forts. Ooh, he could take down the fort. If the Men of the West aren't quick, he could lose his fortress. He's placed down a beacon, showing his ally he is in a bit of trouble here. I think the Mumakil is going to fall before the fortress does, though. And it does indeed. But there's a lot of orcs now in front of the fortress in the Men of the West. And that could be a bit of an issue. Down goes the Tainted Land and a War Chant. And the fortress is going to continue to take damage. The Elves coming in for the save, though. Nice flood, as well as the Rivendell Lancers coming in. And Elvenwood replacing that Tainted Land. So now the orcs will do not nearly as much damage. Starting on the Eye of Sauron, which of course does 25% damage, 25% armor, 50% faster experience gain for his troops. The Men of the West could lose their fort here. I think he's going to be okay, though. Looks like the last of the orcs are going to be cleaned up, and the Men of the West and the Elves will fend off here. And they'll live to fight another day. Of course, the Elves are going to go... Well, they might go back to their own area, might not. Men of the West do have a fairly sizable force now, though. He has a decent-sized defense force. He'll be up against lots of Easterlings. And, Orc Warriors there. Oh, hello. Gorgon Spire just popped up out of nowhere. That could be interesting. Is he gonna... Ah, it'd be glorious. Well, I'm gonna go see what the Isengard army is doing real quick. I'll keep an eye on this in the bottom left. If that thing flashes, I will immediately go over there. We got some Urukai over there running over to the bottom left. Nice fireball there from Saruman. Very nice indeed. What level's the Saruman now? 6. He wouldn't use a Gorgo Spire. Not on that. Especially not so close to his base. Hopefully we don't miss it, but we might. It's a possibility. It's not the end of the world either, frankly. Rivendell Lancers do have heavy armor now. Oh man, if he can actually see that far, that would be a juicy target. But they might move. They will move, of course. We do have a Boromir out for the men in the west. Noticing a lot of people put their heroes in aggressive stance. Could be the reason why they'll die so quick. Who knows? GoG1 being smart and taking his Nezgul off of his horse. There you go. Both of them off the horse now. He's going to put this one on the horse though, so probably he can catch these horses, which is smart. Because the Nezgul are a great counter to this. If he can catch this Men of the West army with that Gorgo Spire, it's going to be brutal. But he has to get them in a position where they'll not be moving. Of course. He could fire it here, but he might hit Isengard as well. And I don't think they'll be able to hold the ground. Looks like they're going to pull back. Men of the West army is quite buffed here. Lots of archers. And he will force Isengard to retreat off this hill. Let's take a look at powers real quick. We do have a Watcher from everybody. Oh, he's actually summoning it. Oh, that's devastating. He actually crippled the Men of the West army there. Right as he had to go back to his base and defend, that could be a problem for him. Looks like Hitman is up to 15 power points. He is summoning his Tom Bombadil as well. GoG1 doesn't have anything particular use or special power point wise. He got all his 5s and he's got a 10. Of course, we have the 10 there, or the 15 right there for the Watcher. And it looks like the Men of the West are just about up to 15. So he could go for that. GoG1 targeting down farms with his Nazgul. Very nice. Good time to do that. While his army is occupied, just attack his base. Makes sense. I did hear another Mooba kill. Didn't play the Harad Horn though, unfortunately. Love that Harad Horn. Of course, Mordor does have the Gron in patch 1.08. Not something you, well, ever see. But they're monstrosities. Oh, there's the horn. I guess it's not just when it comes out, just it's on occasion. It is a bit loud in comparison to some sounds, but it's alright in my opinion. That's the one sound I'll forgive the loudness of. The Ent sound, though, and like the Aragorn death sound and all that. Hell no. Oh, Elves. Hitman has lost his fortress. Summoned eagles to try and save it, but the Warg Riders with the Forged Blades and the Howl buff, 60% damage. It's too much for his fort to handle. Now his barracks are on low life. He has... What was that? I just heard somebody said the end has come. Who said that? Well, that was interesting. Anyway. It wasn't Saruman, was it? No idea. Anyway, I think Hitman is going to be in a lot of trouble here very shortly. Alert's unfortunately not going to get away from these eagles. The knockdown is going to be way too much. That lovely, lovely knockdown. Warg Riders. I'm pretty sure they can counter Rivendell Lancers one-on-one. Can they? I mean, obviously not with the pikes. Rivendell Lancer's armor is just way too weak. So certainly, yes. There's a fire there. Ah, I missed a Gorgo Spire. Unfortunate. Oh well. It looks like Mordor is pushing up here. Unfortunately running through some fire. So there'll be a few barbecued units. But that's okay. Actually, managed to kill a Man of the West guy with it. So I guess it was worth it. Couple Mooba kill out here for GoG1. It's always nice to have. Always nice to see. Of course, Mooba kill on patch 1.08 have like spear throwers on top, not Haradrim archers. The base game does not have Haradrim archers on top, so there's the thing. They're still pretty effective, but they're not obviously Haradrim archers. Well, I'm thinking 2 Mooba kill here are going to be enough to take a fort down. Although these Archer's doing massive damage to this move kill, taking him down very quick. He needs to get these Undyne Rangers over to kill this move kill very, very quickly, or his fort is not going to last too much longer. And of course the Elves, almost dead. He does still have a builder. Hitman's not out of the game yet, but I mean he's definitely, let's be honest, he's not in a good way. And the Men of the West fort is just about dead as well. I don't think Men of the West get rebuild in this patch, do they? I mean, I'd assume he'd have it if they did. But I don't know. They might not. I can't honestly remember. They get Elven Wood, they get Rally Call and Heal. So no, I'm guessing they don't get rebuild. So no, unfortunate for him. His fort is going to be on low life until it starts auto-repairing itself. Oh, too bad he doesn't have another Gorgo Spire. Or a Barrage, even. Isengard has a lot of power points. He's almost to his 25. And it looks like he's defeated the Elves over here. That does leave the Men of the West by himself. Down goes a bunch of long shots. Doesn't look like he managed to hit anything there. We have 21 power points from everybody. We have 15 power points from GoG1, who could go for maybe Barrage. Yeah, Barrage. Nice. Just keep it on there, I guess. We'll watch GoG1's point of view, I guess, for a moment. You might be able to finish the fort with a Barrage. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much damage it does, actually. The Witch King being brought out, though. Witch King, of course, is an absolute monster. When he swings, a lot of things die, as you see. We get some catapult friendly fire. Always fun. And the forces of Mordor will be pushing in on the Men of the West. Isengard waiting as well for the assault. Honestly, everybody hasn't really built that much throughout this game. If you'll notice, his army right now is small. He's working on it though. Oh, there's a barrage right here. There it is. Yeah, I wouldn't have finished the fort, but the army that follows might. We got Nazguls, of course. We got Orcs. We got Easterlings, and we also have Isengard troops there as well. Isengard pikes, of course, are quite good. They do pretty good damage. Saruman using his Thunderbolt on the fortress. Devastation being used on the trees that grow around the fort as well, in case you weren't wondering that you could do that or not. The Witch King mounting his Fell Beast to try and take out the fortress. Fortunately, it does go down before it actually kills him. And it looks like this will be GG. Men of the West only having a barracks or archer range here. Oh, no, he has stables building over there. Of course, I'm sure that'll be found fairly shortly, or he will concede, one of the two. Looks like he does have a battalion of archers down here. I don't know what a battalion of archers is going to get done. Oh, nice Dragon Strike. Right on the army of Mordor. His ally, of course. Killing his Nazgul and whatnot. It's the end of the game, so really, it doesn't really matter at all. It's always fun to do that kind of stuff at the end of a game, I think. I like summoning Balrogs under my armies or under my allies' armies at the end of the game or something. It's enjoyable, albeit pointless. And there it is, the final building keeping the Men of the West alive. There's his builder. He's gonna run for safety. I don't think he's gonna get very far. He's building a blacksmith here. A strange choice of a building to build for a final building. Odd that a builder can survive a fireball. That's pretty crazy. The builder does go down though, and the stables follows shortly after, and there it is, the game over. Very nice. Well, that was a pretty nice 2v2. Definitely won by the bottom team there. I'd say they took that game pretty solidly, but pretty nice nonetheless. So hopefully that was an enjoyable cast of patch 1.08, and I will see you all next time.